captain, 60 caps. He was the former captain of Italy.
Okay.
Giovanni, 7.
7. How many caps?
60 caps.
60 caps.
He was the one that
Okay.
Monte Agudo. Agudo, 14. Portano, 27.
The Canadians trying to get something going here.
Do you want to help of each of them, or just
Yeah, the biggest guys.
the biggest guy, Cucita. You got it here.
You're listening to
Yeah, 45 caps, yeah.
conversation going on there concerning an Italian player who was supposed to be in the squad. And it's going to be a moment of silence, so we'll tell you more about that.
Then we got Martin.
Yeah.
38.
38, yeah, got him, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for the lessons from 5 to 2.
Okay. We're back on.
And we just want to mention very quickly that major sponsors for this 25th World Rugby Classic, match 3 of 10 tonight. The ACE group of companies, the Bermuda Department of Tourism, the Fairmont Southampton Resort, the official hotel of the Classic, Goslings Limited, Magnum Power Force Gym and Diet Center, and of course HSBC.
Nice little move, but here we come. Here come the South Africans. Here come the British Lions.
Chris getting excited.
So, attacking down the blind side, the British Lions. Morgan Williams makes the tackle, using the sideline as his friend. I've mentioned him a lot, it seems, tonight. Shows how much he's been involved and how dominant the Canadians have been so far.
Well, we'll see what last year's losing finalists can do. Oh, and strange bounce there. Sends it right back. All the way down.
Moffat's back there to collect that fairly comfortably. His opposite man is waiting for it in his 22. Down it goes again, and he makes it safe. Lands just by Ben Breeze, number 3 for the Lions, walking away. Ben Breeze, I happen to go to university with that young man.
Okay. I was just about to say it's becoming a kicking half thus far.
Yeah, well, they just don't want to lose,
ground.
It's quite close, and they don't want to lose advantage territorially. There it is. Nice, strong running midfield. Gets over the gain line. And advantage. A penalty going. Not rolling away in the tackle. The Lions are trying to pick up the tempo a little bit. I think they needed to, but that's a crunching hit by Atkinson. Yep, once again, not rolling away, defender.
I'm glad Alvin was able to clear that up for me, because that's a touchy one. You have to move right away.
Yeah, as soon as you make the tackle, you have to. The ball handler, the tackled player has to release the ball, but there's also a responsibility to the tackler to release the man. And that way, the ball doesn't get stuck on the ground. And it makes it a fair contest for the next people to come in and try to win that ball for their respective team.
And also helps with the continuity of play.
That's right. Now, number 29 for the Lions says Phillips on his back, but it is in fact Rory Jenkins, the ex-Harlequins flanker. He's been here a number of times. They call him Bosch. He's got a nickname of Bosch because that's how, when he hits people, that's how hard that's the sound it makes. Bit of a loose pass, midfield, but he's done well. Got numbers right. If the Lions can use it, they have an advantage.
Stripped.
The referee's going to get upset with the Canadians pretty soon.
Well, you got to do what you got to do to hang on to your lead because the Lions are progressing nicely down the field.
Yeah, but if they continue to offend like that, then the referee may reach into his pocket and pull out a yellow card, and the boys will be down to 14 players.
What's that, sin bin?
Yeah, that's the sin bin. And I think the referee's having a quick word with Morgan Williams, telling the captain, hey, listen, lads, you need to sort this out. So, scrum down. The Lions electing to scrum instead of kick. In the spirit of the game, classic rugby. They've loaded the left-hand side of the field, but it probably means it's going to go right, and here we go. Sure enough, nice back row move. Runs into big number 18, Atkinson again. He gets a little bit of shoe pie, as they call it, being rucked out of the way.
Yeah, but the Canadians have numbers there.
Gone for a chip kick. It's not the ideal choice. I think some of the Lions boys will be scratching their head at that decision. A little chip kick in there, 22, is not what the good doctor ordered. And the good doctor I'm talking about is JPR Williams, one of the managers of the British Lions, legend of the game.
Oh yeah, 55 caps. What a gentleman.
Well, JPR, 55 caps, that was in a time when they didn't play much rugby during the year. It's not like he...
in my time, in the 70s.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, yeah. I was just a babe, so I didn't have the pleasure of watching JPR play in his prime, but I have seen him play in the Classic. Even as recently as probably about 5-6 years ago, he was on the bench for them, running around. He was a bit heavier these days, a bit slower, needless to say, but he was one of the legends of the game. Still is, I should say.
And what about Willie John McBride, the president?
Well, Willie John McBride, he is possibly one of the most famous rugby players of all time. Irish legend, British Lions legend, really, is what he made his name in. Yeah. A few fisticuffs there, but Willie John, yeah. He didn't start playing rugby till he was 17 years old, and due to the death, unfortunately, of his father, when Willie was only 5 years old, he had to work on his farm, and started playing rugby at 17 years old. By the time he was 22, he got picked for Ireland for the first time, played for the British Lions that year at the age of 22, and then went on 5 tours, which is just unheard of, Mike. And in those days, tours were more closely back-to-back, but 5 tours, his longevity is incredible. And, he is a true legend of the game. Not a try-scoring machine, though. You look at him, he was a big man. And he scored his only try for Ireland in his last game in Ireland. So
what an achievement. Here's the Lions. Oh, the big guy.
Yeah, they're making some ground now, and I think this is the type of rugby they're going to have to play. Keep it in hand, be patient.
Working the left side. Number 15.
Moffat dragged down, and he had Ben Breeze outside him as well.
You know, you've called that name quite a bit, Stuart Moffat. He's had a pretty good match.
Yeah, well, I called his name partially because he's had a lot of the ball, and that's because at fullback, he's receiving a lot of ball from the Canadians who've been dominating possession. So, that's the reason. But he has been, I would say, their best player so far. But I'd say in that case there, he had a winger outside in Ben Breeze, the Bristol, Newport and Wales A winger. And he'll be a little bit disappointed.
Let's see what the Lions can conjure up here.
Yeah, this is an excellent attacking position.
Under 20 minutes left in the match. It's still Lions 7, Canada 7, Lions 0.
If the Canadians can repel this right now, this will give them a huge lift in the rest of the half. Picked up at number 8 by David Cockery. Held up on the line, I believe, getting some treatment from the boots. Oh, that's been turned over. There's nothing wrong with that. The referee, he seemed that the ball was still in the ruck, but that looked like it was there for the taking. It's a quick tap and go. And there's no room for Ben Breeze. Trying to squirm over. So it looks like it'll be a scrum down. They'll probably choose a scrum. It's a penalty for the Lions, but they'll probably choose a scrum in this position.
They have a player who's off, and fourth official has indicated that number 2 here cannot go on the field as yet, and that'll be Mark Blair. He has a shoulder injury. It looks like number 18 down there.
Number 16, I think it is, Mike.
16.
That's Scott Hendry. He'll be a loss for the Canadians. A lot of these boys haven't played for a year or two, and or maybe the last time they played was at the Classic, so the bumps just feel that bigger, you know.
He's on now.
Okay, I think, yeah, this is the replacement Adam Marshall coming on for Scott Hendry. Joining the scrum at hooker. Of course, the scrum can't happen without the hooker.
Oh!
Cockery getting very close there. Number 7 playing number 8.
Oh, they've been knocking on the door for the last 2 minutes.
I think they're over it now.
Finally?
Yep. Don't know who scored that one, so he gets up with the ball. Handsome gentleman.
So the Lions are finally on the scoreboard.
And right under the post, so he'll probably get the conversion as well.
The score now 7-5. Here comes the kick.
Yeah, Ben Breeze adds the extras, 7-all.
We're all tied up. 7-7. Looks like the big number 9 that possibly went in there, and that will be Andrew Howell.
Yeah, Andrew Howell. Yeah, that's the Welshman we mentioned earlier. Actually, he's a big unit. Not much stopping him. Clearly, he'll be talking about that in the bars later. Probably bigging it up, saying that he ran it in from about 60 yards out. But we have on BSN the evidence. The big boys, Mike, like to show off about their try-scoring feats, and they tend to exaggerate it a little bit, Mike. A bit like fishermen, you know?
Now that's my sport. But we're all tied, 7-7.
Ref not quite happy with something. Oh, there's a substitution being made. So Rod Snow joins the fray at number 5 there. Canadian legend. Oh, stolen by the British Lions. Out it comes. Try scorer Howell, taking it in.
Now, Chris, what happens in the event that it's all level at the end of the match? At overtime?
Yeah, I better check that.
We have to have a winner.
I think, yeah, we do have to have a winner so that the cup competition and the plate competition continue on Thursday evening. But I'm pretty sure it goes to extra time.
Here comes the Lions again.
Oh, this is very nicely done.
Oh, yeah.
Good support. Daffyd James, the big Welsh winger, in support. And very happy with that as well. And you feel that the momentum has shifted here, Mike, and the Lions have been in control the last 10 minutes or so. There's 15 minutes left on the clock in the game. And it looks like the Canadian resistance is wilting. Nice work down the right wing. Good support play.
I didn't think that one try was going to be enough, and the big man who's getting ready to officiate the second match, Alvin James, is back with us. What do you think about that turnaround? Look at the score now, 14-7.
Well, I just went to get changed in the 10 minutes that it took me to do that. Big turnaround there by the Lions. They were sleeping the first half, I think, but they seem to have come alive. The Canadians have got a couple of body blows there, but I'm sure they're going to pick it up because they definitely felt they were in it. And if you're watching at home, you can see that Lions score. Lions become alive. Through the pressure on the Canadians. Referee did catch it. He's got his arm out, his advantage.
Another big handoff from the try scorer Howell. One of the Canadians cops one in the mouth. And it comes James Story in centres. Scully at the back of that. Yeah, it didn't come through the gate. I think it's a little bit of frustration, Alvin. I mean, the Canadians just haven't had the ball in their hands for this half, really. So they're beginning to infringe, and definitely the tide has turned. Ben Breeze looking for touch.
And he's successful in making touch. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. We were praising the Canadians with the tenacity, and they're getting around the park. They're, just being all over the place, and they seem to have gone off the boil a bit. But if you don't have ball in hand, there's nothing you can do but defend. So they've got to get that possession back. And the Lions have definitely got some effort and some emphasis on their game now. Oh, ball comes out again.
Oh,
big tackle. Good running there in that hole by Dafford. Out it comes. Oh, and the ball's lost forward. Canada get possession. Referee's going to let them play the advantage, if any.
Yeah, I think they're going to clear the lines here. John Graff managed to get the ball, get his hands on that ball, and
a nice boot down to the left-hand side would be great, but no, he puts it right down the right-hand side. Was nobody at home for fullback and Lions, but ooh!
Stuart Moffat took it well and over his head, and that's a little bit untidy by Dave Scully at the back of that. Knock on there. Chris Chesney and Morgan Williams is having a little powwow out there, having a little nose-to-nose conversation.
While they're getting set for that, I think we should mention our sponsors, the ACE Group of Companies, the Bermuda Department of Tourism, the Fairmont Southampton Resort, official hotel of the Classic, Goslings Limited, and Cablevision, of course. And here we go, the Canadians on the attack again. They've got some space on the outside. Oh, he could have given that. I think he thought his support player was a little bit too deep.
So a little bit of possession here for the Canadians.
Let's see what they do with it, if they keep possession. Oh, driven back there.
I mean, they're by no means out of the game. There's
still 10 minutes left to go. We've seen some...
It's Morgan Williams.
And we saw Morgan do some magic 2 years ago, Chris.
Yeah, he was the star of the Classic, really, last year, 2 years ago.
Yes.
And the Canadians marched to the final that year, I believe.
Yeah, they did. And he's just referee deemed that he held onto that ball a little bit too long after being tackled. Once you go to ground, you've got a few seconds to post that ball or place that ball so that your team can rock over it, and he held it into his body a little bit too long.
It's been a bit unfortunate, Alvin. There seems to have been a lot of penalties in this game. It's broken up the flow of it a little bit. But I suppose that's a result of such a tight scoreline. I mean, one try in it.
One try in it, yeah.
They're going to infringe to stop any change to that scoreline. The Lions, that is, obviously, and the Canadians do not want them to build on that score.
And is there a rendition of Swing Low coming from over the eastern bleachers? Sounds like the Lions supporters are getting into the spirit of things. A little pick and go, looked like a bit of an obstruction there. The Lion player ran into his own man, but the referee was unsighted, so he didn't call it. Oh, and they got it peeled off the right-hand side.
No, it's well defended, though, by the Canadians, I think.
And I saw the flag go up, so they are into touch.
Paul Jones, the Lions prop forward out there, wearing number 12, just to confuse everyone. Probably the only time he's ever got to wear that jersey in his life. So, and who's going to mess with him? Size he is. I want number 12. All right, no problem, Paul. You got it.
A little pick and go there by the Lions.
Yeah, I think the Lions forwards have decided that they're going to try and get the job done.
Take control of the match. Looks like it was lost forward, and the Canadians have the ball back. They've got under 8 minutes left to play. They still could pull it off. 2 quick tries. I mean, the Lions got 2 quick scores in about 12 minutes, so nothing's impossible.
No, but I think it's, obviously the clock is against them, and the Canadians just haven't had much ball this half, so I can't see them coming back, unfortunately. Even though it is very close, it's going to need something pretty special.
Oh, nice little cheeky
might be
chip.
the thing that's special. We'll see what happens.
Oh no, not quite. It didn't get that lucky bounce. Very cleanly and easily collected there by the fullback.
Another penalty.
Not releasing the tackler, he says.
It's James Forrester, the number 8 there.
And out it comes. Yes, the Lions definitely seem to have
Daffy James
got the upper hand.
Contact, yeah. It's all Lions at the moment.
Yep,
They're not going very far,
No.
but it is all them.
Yeah, it's all them keeping possession. No, and another penalty. The Lions holding onto the ball. What are the Canadians going to do? And the ball gets thrown away. There, I'm sure the Canadians are going to complain profusely about that, but nevertheless, all these little tactics that they use at this level of rugby. They've been doing it for years. Let the clock tick away.
Yep, makes it in the touch. Well, there's a bit of claret on one of the Canadians coming off.
Just a tad. Maybe a little clash of heads there.
Adam Marshall throwing it in.
Oh,
Number 2.
good.
Atkinson taking it cleanly.
Oh, nice clean. Chesley looks like he's coming in the wrong side there.
Yeah, Marshall's
good
still got it
drive.
though.
Good drive there by the Canadians. Big crash ball.
Tackle is lying on top of that man. Surely
Yes,
he's
that's
got to
definitely
move
be a
right.
penalty. Come over.
Yeah, he's seen it. He's spotted it. He's having a word. Oh, he's bringing him all the way back over here for bringing down the driving maul. He saw something earlier.
A little bit of changing of mother's recipes there in the middle of the park. There.
Yeah.
Because my mother makes a better gingerbread than yours.
So Jeff Williams puts it into the corner.
Okay,
22.
here's
Extra
his-
22.
And this is probably the first time the Canadians have been this deep in the Lions half, this whole half.
Yeah,
Chris.
they need a score, Alvin, because these opportunities are few and far between. Nicely taken. In the middle
Looks
of
like the
lineup.
Lions are just electing to let them catch it and then defend.
Atkinson
And
gets
there
back
they go.
up and out it goes.
And here they come. The big man again. Oh, runs over his opposite number.
That's right.
And there the Canadians good. It's attacking that side again. Attacking the open side.
We've got the big boys running at little boys at the moment.
Yep, they certainly do. They've got an overlap here. If they can get it away. Oh, good tackle there by the Lions. Good defense. Here it comes.
Got big Rod Snow hanging out here on the wing. I don't think Ben Breeze is going to worry about being beaten for pace.
No. Oh. Referee spots a penalty there.
Oh. I don't think he tapped that ball anyway.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Trying to be
It's a
cute,
few-
right underneath the referee, using his
Is that
body to
Morgan?
hide that. But the referee was wise to it.
He's going for a scrum. Just wants to suck those bodies in. That's a pretty smart move, actually. With time running out, close to the line, we want to have as much space as possible for your back line to get a score in.
And Morgan Williams has moved into the centre. You see the number 9 on his back. He's outside Jeff Williams, the Canadian try scorer. Out it comes to Williams. Misses. Oh, taking off the ball with the hand there.
A little weave.
No. Good cover defense.
Cover tackle in the corner there by the Lions.
Nowhere to go down
there.
Nowhere
to go, and they stuffed him twice. He tried to sneak around the blind side.
Oh no! Through the legs,
through the leg.
No one.
It's got space. They're giving it a great effort here. Penalty against the Lions. I think they're going to elect for. I think they'll probably elect for a scrum. No. Some great defending here by the Lions. No, maybe they're looking to go to the blind side. No, not this time. The ball's still stuck in there. Out it comes. Ooh, it's met by 3 Lions.
Yeah, he needs
nowhere
to
go.
Pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
He's going to lose that ball.
There, the ball's there. Ball's there. Oh, it's been turned up.
There's only 2.5 minutes left in this clock.
And you know they're going to just try to put that ball down.
Could that be the last chance for the Lions? For the Canadians, my apologies. I would imagine that the Lions are going to put the big boot to this.
Yes, definitely. The big boot is the smart thing to do. We've got just under 2 minutes to play. And here comes the boot. Yep.
Yep,
they will.
His big left boot is going to land pretty close to the commentary box.
Now, if the Canadians do happen to score in the next minute and a half, it'll go into overtime. I think it's going to be a 10-minute overtime period each way for the chat. It'll be sudden death. So the team that scores first will be the winner.
Well, they've got a minute and a half to do it, Alvin. They need to do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, this. Here they come. The Canadians are still
number 1.
Never say die. Oh, looks like they got an overlap there. Oh!
And the kick and chase. Not a very good kick and chase.
Referee saw something he didn't like. Was he offside?
I think it was just a knock on in
knock
the tackle.
On? Oh, okay. Knock on in a tackle. So the last minute, the game cannot end on a set piece or a call. It's got to be put into touch.
Canadians simply have to score.
Yeah, they simply have to score to extend the match, score and kick the conversion.
Well, yes,
and in this win, they have to score under the post pretty much to secure the 7 points.
Yeah, good point.
And they're going to try to keep this ball as long as they can and move it up the park as much as they can without making any mistakes. They realize the urgency is required, and yep, you can't handle the penalty.
No. Oh, he just about held on to it.
The Canadians are still in possession, still desperate to get that ball. They're moving it to the left-hand side. Do they have an overlap? A little bit of a gap. No, he gets held up. There goes the final buzzer. So the Canadians have to score now. If not, they are playing in the plate semifinal.
It's a great end to this game, though, Al.
It is. It certainly is. They've got... Oh, they're still in possession.
Really, but he's doing well.
He's doing well. It's still... He gets it. Number 7. Yes, that did look a little high. As a commentator, there's another penalty to the Canadians. It's a bit tap and go.
Here's John Graff. Not the biggest.
No, he's going for it. He put the snook down and went for it. Canada's just about 2 yards out. They're definitely going to...
Oh, there's something off the ball there. Throwing the little fly half around. He might be going to the bin for that.
Oh no, something not little off the ball
action.
I missed that one. I was watching the ball.
Canadian fly half Jeff Williams got thrown to the floor by one of their big boys.
by one of the big Lions.
And we'll see whether it results in a yellow card. Don't know whether the ref's going to have a word. Well, the linesman is having a word with the
referee.
Trying to decide who it was, and I think it might be time for him to go.
This is exciting stuff here. The final buzzer is going. 2 penalties have been awarded to the Canadians. If they score and convert it, it's going into overtime.
Do they have to score, though?
They have to score. They have to score.
The buzzer has gone.
Big number 5.
No.
So taking it in. Canada fanning out to the left-hand side. They're still in possession.
Out.
No! Morgan Williams has a dummy. He gets cut short.
I think it was John Graff, wasn't it?
And another penalty by the Lions, not releasing the tackler. The Lions are doing a lot of, and they're throwing the ball away. There's no need for that because the buzzer's going, so they're not taking time off the clock. It's just prolonging the game. Canada still with a whiff of a chance here.
It's a great end to the game.
It is, you know. Stop short again by about a yard. And out it comes, long pass.
There's some space out here.
There's some space out in the corner. They score. Now they've got it. Now in extra time they score. Oh, this could be epic. This could be epic if they can kick this conversion into the wind, mind you.
So this from the corner.
From the corner into the wind.
A great end to the game, but this is almost unfair on John Graff, who has the responsibility of kicking the points here. Nice try by Dan Harlow, but John Graff.
It's not the spot they wanted to score. It would have been great the first few attempts in the middle, but
definitely not. It's going to be a tough one for him. It really is going to be rough. Yeah, I tell you what, he's kicking. John Graff's basically kicking this into the wind.
So it's going to hold up.
2 meters inside from right hand side.
It looks like it's going to move a little left to right, I think. If you aim for that left post, he's got it.
He'll do well just to make it to the post, I think, in this wind. Getting a bit of banter from the sideline.
And here he goes. And it is!